Man, this video is gonna be like a million years long. Hello everyone, and welcome back or welcome to my channel. For today's video, we are copying Scott Barnes doing Tati's makeup, the one that he did for the first time like a year ago. I am super stoked about this, but I have to admit, this is my second time filming this. I filmed it yesterday, and literally just everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. It was a lot, it wasn't good. So I think what happened was that I'm not very used to the order that Scott Barnes does things. It like wasn't flowing very well. I'm betting that this is how like people starting out in makeup feel about a normal makeup tutorial. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but look at the notes that I have. I am very serious about this. I wanted to turn out well. And yeah, yesterday I filmed for 2.5 hours. Hopefully that doesn't happen today. And you know what? Let's just get started.
So I'm going to use all night, right? What I like to do with this is to bring it in. And you just use it to like eliminate stuff. Now, this is everybody's like, where do I contour? So this is always the question, right? So I bring the light right all the way up to the edge.
So he brings the concealer right up. Also, I am a little bit tanner, so hopefully I have colors to match me because I don't have all of my makeup here at my brother's. This is where I've been staying during lockdown. I'm using Tarte Shape Tape in 20B Light. And he brings it right underneath the eye, the whole way up the nose, and then he does right in this like cheek area because there's darkness right there. So I see that he's doing that. He does right across the eyebrows, and I notice he does right about to the arch. And he creates like a little, what is that, dog hair? He creates like a little sun here, a straight line right down the nose, and then a straight line right here. I am going to put a little bit right here just for my face shape. Do we look, I think we look similar.
What I like to do with it is just kind of blend it out and just working into the skin. Now I'm starting to feel like that guy from, remember, he used to do the paint. So that everybody can see this. And and you can do this on yourself, which is very easy, is I blend it up this way, see? And I got really great new lashes. I can't wait to share all this stuff with you.
I know. This is such good timing because I am so obsessed with your brushes.
See that? See how the angles are already happening?
Okay, so I'm going to now quickly blend out the forehead. I did the up nose thing, up the nose, yep. This is blending out so much better. Yesterday I used the e.l.f. Camo Concealer and it just dried down way too fast for applying it all over the face and then going in to blend it out later. It just like stuck in patches. It was bad. So something else that he did, he like grabbed her head. He like tilted her head like this and was like, look at the angles. And I know what he's talking about. So like right here is like my cheekbone, and he like dragged it out just to the top of that cheekbone. So that way you're creating the light here. So when your cheek starts to curve, you have that lightness happening right there. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just pulling the concealer to emphasize where the light would hit.
Ooh, yes.
Snatched.
A lot of people ask how you deal with the haters, how you deal with the trolls. Like, and that's one of those things early in my YouTube career that so many people.
Do you have haters? Okay, minimizing your forehead now. Like the light's hitting right here, so just taking it down. That's all.
Look at the lighting.
I walk right to the director and I'm like, well, what are we doing? Where's the light? And then depending on what lighting we're doing, or what the AD is using.
I totally just realized I was not using the right brush that I want. What am I doing? See, this is what happened yesterday. I got all confuddled using the wrong products. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Sculpting Face Brush, and I'm also going to be using my Milk Makeup Cream Bronzer in Baked and get like right underneath. Yesterday I think I brought it like too much onto my jaw. I think I need to do more underneath. I guess yesterday was a good learning lesson. I'm going to make sure to hit right here. I'm making sure to blend down. Okay, and then he does a V here to minimize the neck. That was definitely on an angle. Whatever. And then I'm going to do a little bit on top and below the collarbone. Oh, also, I'm going in with a cream bronzer instead of a cream contour because what he's using looks pretty red toned to me. It's definitely warm. And now he goes underneath the cheekbones. So he definitely follows that natural shadow that happens because you are emphasizing what you already have. So I'm going right underneath there. And his is pretty harsh. So I don't want to blend it out too much because you're putting foundation over this. You do need it to come through. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And then for the forehead, he takes it right up into the hairline. When I tried this out yesterday, I had such a harsh line. So I think I need to like work it down into the concealer a little bit more like this. I don't want to come down too far. And then he hits right in the temples, like right into the eyebrow to, I think, get that like more intense cheekbone right here because you're doing dark here and dark here. So it's really making that stick out. With a flat brush, he does it like a little above the inner corner.
Into the nose and into the side of the face.
And then I just base tone it later, I should say.
Now the trick to having a fuller lip is not overlining it to death.
Looks pretty good. His is definitely closer together, but that's okay. I feel like we're doing okay. Okay, and now for the lips. He does use 2 shades of foundation, just so you all know. I know we haven't gotten there yet, but he uses the Chanel like on her body and then a little bit, I think like on her forehead, and then uses a lighter shade for the rest of her face. And that's what I did yesterday. It looked horrible. It looked so bad. So I will be using my Catrice HD foundation in 020 Rose Beige, and I'm going to use this all over. I'm not going to be using a second shade, just so you all know.
Ready?
Oh,
We're gonna start with
he said ready, and I'm like,
yeah. So I'm gonna do like a little bit like what this is like, you know, like I said, we're doing this for TV and for stage, like for like a music.
to me, the difference between some of the artists that you see that are dominantly on Instagram or just photo shoot, and then someone like you that actually...
And then we're gonna use a little bit of lighter foundation because we don't want to take away the contour.
Now, I just have this pumped out on my an old palette, and I am using a dual fiber brush, and I am just grabbing some foundation and then like spreading it over here just to make sure that it's actually in the bristles and there's not too much. So I'm going to do what he did, and he stippled a lot right over the contour because you don't want to blend it away. So he was stippling and then also kind of pulling a little bit, and he did go over this down here, but I'm not blending too much. I don't want to blend it away.
Okay, so instead of just eliminating that lip, we're just patting over it gently.
Also, he has a smaller dual fiber brush. I wish I had one, but this is the only one that I have. And it is shocking. The amount of foundation that I'm using, I would say is, yeah, it's shocking. I did a full dropper of this right here, and I think I've used like half of it, and I even used it on my chest.
I always joke around because, you know, flattery, there's a lot of people that kind of lay claim to what I've done and think that they're better than me or whatever, and they're whatever. It's like, God bless you.
I am being careful to not get like right under here. I'm just kind of patting right where the concealer and the foundation would normally meet. I think this looks really good so far. I'm not gonna lie. blush, I have my Flower Beauty blush in Nectar. This is the only cream blush that I have. I wish I had a pinkier one, but I don't. So I'm going to use this one, and I have it right here. And again, I'm just going to do similar to what I did with the foundation and just like pat it in there. And then he does it like right on the apples of the cheeks.
I think that cream works primarily better than powder for a couple reasons. It looks like it's coming from inside the skin. And we want you to look like a baby face. So baby face is in.
I got my blush up, I think, a little bit too high right here, so I'm just gonna like blend that out a bit with the same brush that we used for the concealer. Let's continue on.
And I show you, like, I love, and the reason why I waited for this is because this is a dry brush. What I'm doing here is just marrying everybody together.
I don't, like I said, have another dual fiber brush, so I'm just using my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. It's a little bit stiffer, but it's dry, it's clean, kind of. There's a little bit of like dried on product. But I'm gonna do exactly what he did and just kind of like stipple around and marry everything together. Dang it, he blended out the nose contour, didn't he? Yes, he did, dang it. Okay, how do we think he did that? Maybe with this dry brush? Did he just like pat it? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just bouncing up and down so that I'm not dragging it at all. Ooh, that actually worked so good. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Wow, look at that. Okay, cool. So now he jumps into powder. Let's watch what product he uses.
So what powder are you using? You're using your...
I'm using Petal. She's a little translucent with a tiny tinge of pink in her. And what that does is cancels out any kind of like little bluey, purpley stuff underneath the eye.
Here's with a powder like this from Anastasia. This is in my contour kit, and you can see it's just like a matte pale shade. Ooh. Okay, actually that is a little pink. And he even said use a pinky tone. This is kind of translucent. You know what I might do? Now I'm changing my mind, and then see, this is where things go wrong. I'm going to dip in with a small brush right into there, tap it off, and then I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier powder and tap that off. That way I kind of get like a good mixture of the two. Okay, I am also very oily, so I'm going to continue to set the rest of my face. My camera started overheating, so I turned it off to let it, you know, have a second. So while that was off, I just quickly powdered the rest of my face. And now he's jumping into highlight.
They actually had sent me some stuff, and they're like an indie brand with a lot of cool products, actually.
I use it a lot for highlighters.
I am going to do a mixture of two different highlighters to hopefully get the same effect. I'm going to use my Milani Strobe Light in 01 Afterglow, but I think this might be a little bit too glittery. So what I'm going to mix in is my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, and I'm just going to do like all three in here and then dip in there. I'm just like grazing my face kind of all over the cheek area, how he did, but trying to keep it more concentrated still up there. Oh, this looks much better than it did yesterday. Yesterday I used my Essence Pure Nude highlighter, and that one is too dark for me. And I'm not that like pale right now. It was okay on the cheeks, but when I went to do down my nose, you know how like you can have a cast when it's not like the shiny part, you can like see the undertone of it. That's what happened to me, and I just had like a dark line right down the center of my nose. It didn't look good. He did some on the chest too. This brush is way too tiny for this. I'll be here all day. So I'm grabbing a pencil brush. I'm going to mix only this shade right here with the Milani. Just a little like doot doot doot. Tap it off.
What did you know?
Oh my god, yes.
Razors. Razors.
I think that's fine, that's good. And he does do in the inner corner. So I'm only taking the Milani one now, and I'm gonna hit right in here.
I'm very happy. I need to go places after this. So.
Like all over the place. Like, hi. She's like, I went to Barney's. She's like, everybody treated me differently. It was so crazy.
Makeup's powerful. It really is.
It's a transformer.
Almost forgot the brow bone. For that, I am taking, again, only the Milani because hers looks really intense under here. Okay, I think we're good with highlighter. Let's move on.
You asked about this. Here it comes, all right? Look at that. I just want to show you 2 stripes. Yeah? I hate when it looks like there's a stripe. So let's toast the edges.
So what I'm going to be using is this little brush that came in my Profusion Contour Sculpt and Glow palette or whatever. And I'm going to be using the Anastasia contour kit, and I'm going to mix these 2 shades right here. Now these are super, super pigmented that it like scares me. Yesterday when I did this, I did it way too harsh. So I think I just like dipped in like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like just barely tapping. And I'm really knocking that excess off, and I'm very lightly going to start, because I think yesterday like I just went in ham and I was like, look how harsh his is, and he even said like, oh, look how much product is on there after only 2 swipes. It was terrible looking when I did it that way. So I think I am more of the type that needs to slowly build up. Even that, look how intense that is, like right there. Whoa, oh my god. Okay, that escalated quickly. And then he said to toast to the edges, which if you watch me, you already know that I like love to bronze my forehead. And he even does kind of like right back here.
The jam.
Are so good. I work with so many different brushes. I've tried so many different brushes over the years.
The thing is, to really make makeup amazing, you gotta go slow and take your time with it. I'm gonna go like this. And you just kind of just soften the edges.
He doesn't say what he's using here, but I think he's using another one of those powders similar to what he used underneath the eye. What I'm going to use is my Physicians Formula Healthy Powder, and I'm going to be using this in the shade MC1, and I'm going to use this to blend this out. Okay, I feel like that looks really blended, at least in person.
See the fullness? Okay, we're gonna connect the top so that it's not 2 peaks. It's kind of like a round tip alert. Feel what I'm doing? Going out to the edge. Not.
Okay, so what I am using is, I'm pretty sure, a pencil that I've had since high school. So this thing is at least 10 years old. Don't do that. This is from a company that I'm pretty sure doesn't even exist anymore. It's called Serious Skincare, and this is in the shade Spice. I desperately need to find a dupe for this shade. Okay, I overlined my top lip just a tiny bit since that's what he did to her. The only thing that I don't like that he does is he uses like the foundation as his lip shade, and then he just puts a gloss over it, which normally like I would wipe this foundation off my lips already. We're going to do the same thing, and the gloss that I will be using is the NYX Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie, and I'm going to do the same thing and go right out to the edges. I don't know. I'm not a big gloss fan as it is. Anything that's like glossy or a slip or anything, for some reason makes the whole like rest of my chin area really oily really fast. I don't know. If anyone else has the same problem, let me know, but that's my problem. So I feel like it is making my lips look a bit nice though. Normally I like a dark brow, and I know I don't have much, okay? But normally I really draw them on, do a dark, thick brow. He, however, does a light, more natural brow. So I have the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in soft brown. So yeah, I am going to use a brow product instead of a shadow like he did, but still a powder.
Yeah.
That's kind of shocking actually, because it looks very light.
Right. Well, I don't want this to take over. I just kind of build them up slowly.
Okay, brows are on. He's moving on to the eyes. So I'm using multiple palettes today. So I'm using the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I'm also going to be using some Makeup Geek shadows. So the first, well, okay, I guess let's watch him do the shadow.
Now, I'm using my crease brush on this.
I love that crease brush. It is pure magic.
Now, still one color. I just want to keep reminding everybody.
Yes, I'm going to take the Makeup Geek shadow in Bitten. It is, don't mind my trashy looking Z palette. It's this shade right here. So the shade that he uses definitely has some like purpley undertones to it. It's not just a straight brown. And what I'm going to do is look straight forward because I have hooded eyes, and I'm going to create a new crease. And I'm holding my brush just like this. I'm gonna like poke where I want my new crease, so that would be right there. Maybe I'll zoom you guys in a little bit more. And I notice he does bring it out just a little bit. This is a little, you know what, I might, just because I already have this palette out, I might mix in a little bit of Anastasia's Beauty Mark. I'm so sorry that I'm using so many shades, but in different companies. But I'm really just trying to get something similar. Ooh, yes, look at that. Mixing that on there just made a big difference. Okay. Now I'm going to take a Morphe M410, and that's what I'm going to do to line down here because he has that very tight against the lower lashes. And I'm going to do the same thing. First take Bitten and then go with Beauty Mark over top of it. I totally forgot to put on an eyeshadow primer. I know that he doesn't, but you can already see how shiny my lids are. What was I even thinking? They crease so badly. I'm going back in with my Anastasia palette with that shade that we mixed in with the translucent powder on a concealer brush, just to like clean up right here. You can see I kind of got too much eyeshadow right there. I'm just gonna pat that on there. I've never had a shape this intense before on my eyes because with hooded eyes, I normally can't get away with this. And also I just don't even practice it because I'm like, I can't do that. But I have to say that I feel like I am killing it right now. How exciting. Oh wow. Okay, cool. This is where I'm gonna hop over into the Born to Run palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here. Where is it? This one right here called Weekender. And he just kind of like popped that right down in here.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking a lighter beigeier color, just going right underneath the eye.
I'm taking the brush that we used to line the lower lash line, and I'm trying to blend this color out a little bit more. I think that's nice. Okay. Let's look at the shimmer shade that he puts on.
Now, this is another color of mine. I mean, it's fun to play with color, and this is the kind of color that is not offensive.
I'm going to be using, again, two. So from the Born to Run palette, I'm going to be using the shade right here, which is called Accelerate. And when I swatch it, you can see it's a very intense orange. I'm gonna put that on first, and then I'll show you what we're gonna top it with. I'm using this first because the shade that he's using, but there's still like a depth there that I just don't have anything like it, so I'm mixing. And then the shade that we're gonna top it off with is from Makeup Geek again, and it's the shade right here called Grandstand. This is so intense. This is actually, I think, the shade that I used in my Makeup Geek rebranding video. It was like the third video I've ever done on my channel. I will link it down below if you want to watch it. It's kind of one of my more, actually I think it's like my third most popular video. And it's funny because it was like when I just started, so I'm not the most comfortable on camera, but whatever. Anyway. I feel like I have my corner a little bit too harsh. It's not like really in the right direction, but it's really hard for me, okay? I'm trying. All right, I'm taking a clean brush and I'm gonna hit the edges to try to like not make it so harsh here. Okay, I think that's good. I think I'm gonna stop there. You can even see from the gloss, I swear it's from the gloss, I'm telling you. Look how shiny I am, like right in here already. I am going to powder quickly. Let's watch what he does. Oh, pretty much really quick, all he did was throw his mascara on her and a lash. So I'm going to go do that off camera. And just so you know what I will be using, I'll be using Lily Lashes in the style Miami with my Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. And then we will come back to finally finishing this look up. I'm just gonna point it out right now in case anyone else sees it. This lash right here is so messed up. It's like straight and then it curves. I spent so long trying to like wiggle the band and everything, and it just was not working out. These lashes are also like over a year and a half old, and I've only worn them like once, and it was back when I first started wearing lashes, so I think I honestly like kind of messed them up because I didn't know what I was doing when I first used them. And now they're just like, this one's permanently messed up. You get one wonky lash and one good looking lash. Okay, so I thought I was going to continue using this brush, but I'm actually switching to an e.l.f. smudge brush because it's nice and thin, and he did deepen up the crease just a little bit out here. Because this one's so square, it's not going to fit nicely in the crease, so I am switching, and I'm going to use the shade Punk from the Born to Run palette. And just how he did, I'm going to get this right underneath the lashes on the outer corner. I feel like it's pretty deep out here already, so I'm barely touching it. That was way too much. Okay, I'm going back in with this e.l.f. defining brush, and I'm gonna blend that out a little.
I'm just using a darker brown. So what, third color?
Oh my gosh, it's so funny, and pulling back with maybe less color can give you a better and bigger impact.
Okay, I'm going back in with this brush to blend that out. Okay, I am switching back to this brush because he just lined like the inner corner right here. The last thing he did was just repowder under the eyes, and I will do the same. So I'm going back in with that Anastasia color right here, just to powder again and to make sure this is nice and bright. Okay, we are done, and as you can tell, I'm so excited. This turned out way better than it did yesterday. I am so happy that I redid this. I feel like I got ready for a photo shoot, and I feel like I look like I'm ready for one. That's what this makeup is for. So anyway, that is it for today's look. It's a lot of layering, it's a lot of product. I think it's a technique that for sure has to be practiced. And I know that after this video came out, Tati really started doing her makeup like this with the whole contour and concealer underneath and foundation over top. Props to her, because it's harder than it looks, for sure. Props to her for trying to master it and actually doing her makeup like this all the time, because, I mean, she doesn't do it to this extent. Wow, this is a chatty outro. Okay. I need to just wrap this up. Let me know how you guys think that I did, if I nailed it, if I didn't nail it, if it looks good. Please say it looks good, because, you know, don't hurt my feelings. I like it. So if you guys liked it, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. Videos are every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And everything that I used today will be linked in the description box down below with prices next to it. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and go have a good one. Bye. And let's watch it. I need to stop saying watch him. So for highlighter, I'm almost the contour in purple, and I noticed that he does it like right above. That's so creepy. Maybe I shouldn't show it. I'll show it on my own face.